Good morning, students. This is your GK class, and today we will be doing chapter number 42, Working Smarter. Now, children, in this chapter, we will be learning about the different inventions and new technologies that have changed our life. With the help of those technologies, how our life or how those technologies has impacted our lives. Now, the first one we will talk about is Braille. So, Braille is a system of raised dots at the age of 15. This system enabled people without eyesight to read by touch. So, what is Braille? A Braille is a tool or a device which is used by the blind person so that they can touch that Braille and they can understood what is written. So it was invented by Louis Braille. So after his name, this device has been named as Braille. The Braille typewriter was invented in 1892 by Frank Haven Hall. Next one is fountain pen. So who invented fountain pen was Lewis E. Waterman. He was an American salesman and inventor who developed a fountain pen that was almost leak-proof in 1884. Before his invention, the tips of pens had to be dipped in ink again and again after writing only a few words. Waterman invented the fountain pen to make it easier for his customers to sign on the dotted line. Means before invention of the fountain pen, the pen which was used earlier that was dipped again and again into the ink just to write one or two or three words. Okay, so just write 2-3 words, then you have to again dip the pen into the ink and then again write it. So to save time and dipping again and again, you have Mr. Waterman has invented this fountain pen in which ink was poured in it and it was working with a fountain jet, or the nib of the pen was working like a fountain jet. Now, next one is the GPS. So what is GPS? GPS is Global Positioning System. It was invented by Roger Easton. The US Department of Defense began launching experimental GPS satellites since 1978, but it became fully operational in 1994. It uses satellites to pinpoint the exact position of a GPS-enabled device such as a mobile phone or a car navigation system. So what was GPS? GPS was the tracking device which was used to track the other GPS devices like mobile phones or a GPS enabled car. So it was a system which was contacting or communicating with a satellite or communicating with any device or gadget or any person through a means of satellite, okay. So it was invented by Roger Easton. The next one is the integrated circuit, or we commonly call it as ICs. ICs means integrated circuit. That was invented by Robert Noyce and Jack Kilby. This played a major role in making personal computers and other gadgets which are much smaller and powerful than early computers. Integrated chips can hold billions of electronic components in a tiny circuit. So what are integrated circuits? These integrated circuits are the small chips which you find in the computer hardware. When you open the computer CPU, you will find a motherboard, a green color circuit board that is called a motherboard, in which you will find lots and lots of chips over there. Those are made up of ICs or integrated circuits. Next one is the automated teller machine. What is automated teller machine? That is commonly known as ATMs. So that was invented by John Shepherd Barron in 1967 and was installed at Barclays Bank of England. So first time it was developed by John Shepherd Barron in 1967 and it was installed at Barclays Bank of England. Okay, so everybody is familiar with the ATM machine. Next one is photographic film of the camera. Now children, before the introduction of the digital cameras or mobile cameras, there were photographic film cameras. There you will be shooting a picture, and that picture was shot on a negative rolls. Negative rolls means there was a roll inside that camera which was printing, which was flashing an image in a negative mode, and when you develop those negative rolls to a lab, then you get a full-fledged picture, colored picture. So I will first tell you what was photographic film for the camera. Was first invented and used by George Eastman, who started manufacturing paper film in 1885. His first camera, which he called Kodak, was first offered for sale in 1888. So first camera, photographic film camera, was Kodak. So Kodak is a company, very famous company nowadays also. Now next one is, in 15th century, the German inventor Johannes Gutenberg invented a wooden printing press. It was the first machine that could make copies of whole pages of text. By the start of the 21st century, people could use computers to design and print documents without movable type or a printing press. So now you have printers, all the digital printers, laser printers to print the text images. But before that, you were having printing press where lots and lots of pages and text were printed. As you can see in the printing press factory where newspapers are printed or magazines are printed or books are printed, there also the machines are used which are printing those text. But nowadays, with the technological advancement and with the technology has improved, there are printers like plotters which can print many big images or text images within no seconds of time, okay, within very less time. So now we come to the quick quiz. Who invented the telescope? It was Galileo. What is Carl Benz famous for inventing? Carl Benz was famous for inventing for the first motor car with internal combustion engine. So Carl Benz was famous for inventing first motor car with internal combustion engine. Which company designed the first fully electric sports car? That was Tesla Motors. Now the Tesla Motors is now also the one of the companies which is building the electronic cars also. Who designed the modern steam engine? That was James Watt. James Watt is known for designing steam engine. Next is, which company is credited with the invention of iPod, which revolutionized the music industry? That is Apple Inc. Inc means incorporation, Apple Incorporation. Next, who invented the telephone? That was Alexander Graham Bell. Thank you, children.